You could feel the tension through every screen. For days, fans demanded accountability. Social media burned with outrage. ESPN faced mounting pressure. And at the center of it all stood Stephen A. Smith, one of the most powerful voices in sports media, caught in a storm of his own making. But today, in an emotional and uncharacteristically humble statement, Stephen A. Smith finally said the words many thought he never would: "I went too far." That's right, the man known for fiery debates and unapologetic opinions has apologized to Coach Dawn Staley, and the entire basketball world is watching this moment unfold. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel that dives deep into the biggest stories shaking up the world of sports. If you love real talk, behind-the-scenes drama, and the truth no one else will tell you, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and turn on notifications. Because what you're about to hear might change how you see Stephen A. Smith forever. Let's break it down. This saga started when Stephen A. Smith made some sharp, and many say unfair, comments about Dawn Staley, the legendary South Carolina head coach and one of the most respected figures in women's basketball. During a heated segment on First Take, Stephen A. accused Staley of being too emotional and dividing the sport with her remarks about race and gender in basketball. It didn't take long for fans and players to strike back. Social media exploded with the hashtag #StandWithStaley, with everyone from Aya Wilson to Sue Bird calling out Stephen A. for disrespecting one of the most powerful voices in women's sports. For the first time in years, the usually unshakable Stephen A. was on the defensive. What made the backlash even worse was that Staley never responded with anger. Instead, she gave a composed but powerful statement during a post-game presser: "I've always respected Stephen A., but respect goes both ways." Words matter, especially when they come from someone with his platform. Those words hit hard. Within 24 hours, thousands of fans flooded ESPN's comment sections, demanding an apology. Sponsors reportedly reached out for clarity, and even internal ESPN staff called the incident a PR nightmare. And then, it happened. On his show the next morning, Stephen A. appeared visibly shaken. Gone was the usual swagger. He looked down at his notes, took a deep breath, and spoke slowly. "Listen, I've said a lot of things in my career, but when you know you've hurt someone you respect, you own it. I went too far in my comments about Dawn Staley. My words came off as disrespectful, and that was never my intention." He paused, then added, "Coach Staley is one of the greatest to ever do it, on and off the court. I respect her deeply, and I want to publicly apologize to her, her players, and her fans." The clip spread instantly. Within minutes, Stephen A.'s apology trended across X, formerly Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. Fans were stunned and divided. Some praised him for finally showing humility, writing, "This is the Stephen A. Smith we needed to see. Real. Honest. Human." But others weren't convinced. Too little, too late. He only apologized because the backlash got too loud. Meanwhile, Dawn Staley herself responded gracefully on social media with a simple message that melted hearts: "Apology accepted. Let's move forward and keep building this game together." Her response drew over 3 million views in 12 hours. ESPN quickly followed with an official statement thanking both parties for resolving the situation with professionalism and grace, and reaffirming its commitment to supporting women's sports and fostering respectful debate. But insiders say there's more to the story, with rumors that ESPN executives personally urged Stephen A. to make the apology before advertisers got involved. This moment wasn't just about a public apology. It was a mirror held up to sports media itself. For years, female athletes and coaches have voiced frustration about how they're talked about, often dismissed, disrespected, or sensationalized for headlines. Dawn Staley stood up to that, and this time, the entire sports world stood with her. Stephen A.'s apology might not erase the past, but it could be a turning point for how the media treats women in sports going forward. At the end of the day, this story proves something powerful: that accountability still matters. Stephen A. Smith, one of the loudest voices in sports, learned that even he isn't untouchable when it comes to respect. And Dawn Staley? She reminded everyone why she's not just a coach, she's a leader. This might just be one of the most important moments in sports culture this year.